Hello folks, and now the market is bouncing now. Big bounces in crypto, Bitcoin, and all the altcoins. Is the pullback over? Is now, or did we miss the buy, the bounce, buy the dip opportunity? Let's have a look at all the altcoins here. Okay, here we go. So basically, let's start with Bitcoin. So far, as I was saying before, we need at least 5, if not 7 days of confirmation of Bitcoin above 100K. So far, we've had 2 days of closes above 100K, right here and here. Right, maybe we'll get a third day here, right? I like to say at least 5, if not 7 days before we start considering that Bitcoin has closed above 100K, confirmed above 100K. So look at the key levels I've been talking about, right? Because this is such a psychological level. The reason why we don't usually take 5 to 7 days to confirm, but the reason why it takes so long this time is because 100K is such a big psychological level. And you know why if you've been following me in my videos. And look how much game it has played. It's been here since what? Since this is 12th of November, so it's exactly basically 1 month now. I've told folks it will take weeks, if not month, for it to confirm, right, above 100K. And look, this line, this blue line, it's basically top of the channel, right? The rising channel. That's in yellow as I've defined it. Folks should know what that is if they've seen my previous videos. Basically, it's around 94K. And that's why I originally gave the forecast of saying 94K. That's where Bitcoin's headed. We've gotten there and trying to establish itself above 94K. So far, it's doing well. Bouncing above 94K, and during each of the breakdowns last couple of days when alts went down 25%, we see that Bitcoin basically always bounces off this 94K area. Look at this, 94K area, right? And now it's closing up. That's a good sign, but I wouldn't say it's out of the woods yet, right? We just have to say either it confirms above with a number of closes, 5 to 7 above 100K. Then we start thinking about, okay, then it's what we call a running flat. Basically, in Elliott wave theory, they basically have the price goes up and then it trends up in a rising channel like this, what they call a running flat. That's my understanding of Elliott wave anyway. I'm not a Elliott wave theory guy. And then boom, it goes up again. Extremely bullish situations, blow off tops. They do that. Usually, right, when it trends up, when it consolidates and trends up, we have to be careful. It could just break down, pull back, and even get into the 80s. That probability is still there if it closes for 2 days. 2 days below this 90, that's called a 93.5 area, right? If it does that for 2 days, then that scenario is still on. It's obvious playing a lot of games, so just let Bitcoin play itself out rather than us, worrying about it and basically wondering what's going to happen next. So let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is basically doing quite well. Look at this. Bitcoin's up 2.0, barely up. Ethereum's up 3%, right? And Ethereum, if you're in my Discord, everyone heard me when I said, well, okay, let's say what happened from the last video. When I had that big drop, I said, this is a wick, right? This, if you can see, this wick down, long tail, this is not good because it needs to close at least back up to there for us to continue straight up. So when it does that, in my last video, I said, then what it's going to do is basically do a refill the wick. The wick is this wick down. Refill is when it refills back down here. So I said the target is 3,500 and we got to around 3,513. I was only off by about 13 points or like 10 points or so. Right, folks got that in my Discord. So, oh, by the way, this video goes out to my Discord 1 day, like half a day before I put it out to the public. So, they would have the early news on what's happening. And since then, we've had the bounce almost exactly off 3,500. Again, it looks good, but maybe give ourselves a weekly close so we make sure it's not playing games. And also depends on where Bitcoin is going. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Okay, this is where it tells us if the altcoin season is still alive. What I said was, I called this was the bottom, not on the day, but during that week. On the weekly chart, I said it's going to pump up and then come back to test this 0.066 area, 0.036 area, right? It's pretty much just there. And then bounces. It's called a retest of this key support area, and up it goes again. So that's a very key concept. That's put on the weekly chart that we need to understand. Here it was me saying, okay, that's the start of alt season because Ethereum has bottomed, right? Large bottoming candle, and then breakout and retest of the support area around 0.036, right? That's what has done exactly. And now it looks like we keep going up. So this is a key concept to understand. When a price breaks out, right, it comes back to support, bounces off support and goes up to resistance, bounces off resistance and then goes up to next resistance, right, in a strongly trending bull market. And that's to look at some of your favorite altcoins. Okay, basically we're going to go through like about 4 or 5 of those. So let's start off, for example, with Aptos. So the last week I used 2 coins to explain what it is that how this works. A few folks in my Discord who are new members, or if you're new just watching this video for the first time or the second time, you may not have understood. But if you look at my last long video, these 10, 20-minute long videos, I said in the second half, I took like 8 minutes to clearly explain. Basically, I used Phantom and I used Near, the AI coin Near, to explain that you basically buy the support and sell the resistance, right? So here is double top. That's where the resistance is, right? When Aptos, APT, gets to around this 1950s, $19 area, right? That's where you, if you want, sell the resistance and you get a short pullback. If you want to buy the pullback, it's basically here, right? The support area, right, is clearly marked, right? It's basically around this 1090 or 1050 area, between 1070 to 1090 area, right? And of course, in the panic of things, price went below that. But if you had your buy stop, why did we pick this area? Look, here's how it works. You have these pivot bottoms, pivot tops, pivot top, almost a pivot top, then pivot top, pivot bottom here. So that means this area here, right, in this pink red area, in the high 10s, 10.7, 10.8, is highly, should I say, sensitive area for both support and resistance. On the way up, it's resistance. Look at how many times prices bounced, right? Hit there and came back down. Hit there and came back down. But once you get above it, it becomes support. So price bounces off here and bounces up again. So the way to buy the dip, right, as I said very clearly, spent 8 minutes talking about it in the last video, was basically bouncing off this support area, right? I always give you guys the support area and the next resistance, right, which I said is around this $19 area. Or right now, the next resistance that's marked on the map, on the chart, is around this 1480, 1490 area, because that was the previous high. Yeah, let me bring that down a little bit. It's probably 1480, because we got these pivot highs here as well. So basically, it would pull back to 1090. That's where you buy it, or leave buy orders here. Next support line would be something like, for example, next support line would be down here at around $8. If Bitcoin crashes to the 80s, then APT would do this and then this. And so your buy orders would be around $8 or 7.9. At least that's where I place my buy orders. And then usually it wicks just past or just gets there and then boom, goes up again. So this is actually pretty accurate, right? Unless you're trying to trade with very high leverage, then you could get into trouble here. And it bounces up, right? Chances are it takes a pause around just below 15 or around 15.0 and then pulls back a little and then boom, goes up again. So APT is something that I'm very bullish on. I think both SUI, S-U-I, and APT came out of Facebook. It's 2 projects that Mark Zuckerberg was trying to do to take over the world, but the US Congress wouldn't let him do that because think about it, if you control Facebook, if you control half the world's opinion, and you also control half the world's money supply, which is what cryptocurrency is, then you literally control the world. So they wouldn't let him do that. But right now, basically, since its launch, APT has not been able to break into a new high, right? Triple bottom here. So I am expecting it to break through, a run to something like doubling here from the support area, doubling here to 21st, 19, and then probably go to 30, 40, right? So the reason why is this. Let's do some fundamental analysis as well. Look at ABT. This is the total value lock of Aptos chain. And look at this. It's just been rocketing. The total value lock just means there's more people interacting and storing their coins, staking their coins in the dexes, in the liquidity pools, in the DeFi pools, whatever it is, whatever tricks they're up to, and whatever the tricks they're playing with. And one trick to notice here is, yes, since August, TVL, total value locked, has been going up, but it's not just US dollar you should look at. The trick is, look at it in terms of the coin, because the coin price has been rising. So make sure it's not just the coin price rising. Make sure there's a number of coins going up as well. The number of APT coins has gone from 8 mil to where are we now? 98 mils. That's like, 11x. It's gone up 11x since the start of last year. Something clearly is happening on APT chain. They're building over there. So APT, I'm very bullish on it. And I'm going to come out with a few smaller coins in the APT ecosystem, and that you guys should watch out for, either coming to my my Discord, you get that for sure, or coming to my or follow me on social media, Twitter, YouTube, wherever it is that you follow me. Watch out for those. I'll give out more of those. So as you can see here, we're going to talk about Doge, Link, STX, some more coins. But before we get to there, let's answer the question of which exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange called Bitunix. Why is that? It's because it is the world's largest non-KYC exchange. Non-KYC, that's really great for you, because then in terms of tax implications, because they can't see what you are doing, how much profits you've made. That's what non-KYC is, right? Anyways, I won't say any more. You figure out for yourself. And just for the next 2 weeks, they've got the Pablo He-Man promotion deal going on. If you deposit $100, you basically receive 20 futures bonus, right? $500, get $100 back in futures bonus. Deposit $1,000, get 200 futures bonus back, right? This is only for the next 2 weeks. Only if you use this link, because it's part of the Pablo He-Man deal. And if you're on YouTube, then it's in the link just below you in the description below. Or if you're on any other platform, basically just go to my link, which is, on my personal page, which is Stan Pablo He-Man. We click on there and we get, this page we just saw. Oh, right. And here it is. The very first link, that's the page we just saw. We click on here, and that's the way to sign up and get up to 5,500 USDTs worth of newbie prizes, but only with the Pablo He-Man package. So only for the next 2 weeks, only with this link. Right, okay, let's go on to the altcoins we've been waiting for. Here we go. Now, Dogecoin, for example. Dogecoin is also doing this amazing, right, running flat, which is when you consolidate. Usually the bull flag goes this way. I'll show you guys. Usually a bull flag basically has the coin consolidating this way in a pullback. It pulls back. People think, oh no, it's topped. Then boom, it breaks out again. So when things aren't bullish and a coin does this, it's kind of, I'm worried that it's going to break down. It's a topping pattern. But when things are really bullish, and this doesn't happen very often, it's very rare, then this becomes what Geising Elliott wave calls a running flat, where it goes up and consolidates upwards and then boom, goes up again. So, and we can see why it is very bullish, because Elon Musk is doing this whole Doge thing. Look at this. It's already on the weekly close. It's already had the second highest weekly close for the last 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3 weekly closes in a row. So I think this is kind of, I'm leaning towards this to be a running flat, which means we're going to consolidate here. And if Bitcoin doesn't crap itself, if Ethereum doesn't dump, if Bitcoin and Ethereum just hold sideways, just hold their strength without dumping, then Dogecoin can actually just break out, test its new all-time high, which is around 70 cents, and then break it and really try to challenge the dollar. I do think Dogecoin gets above $1 this time. Okay, let's have a look at, where's the next one? Link. Now, Link's had a lot of corporate news lately. If you want to talk about, corporate adoption, basically, Link is going to be the oracle, the infrastructure that all these companies like BlackRock are going to need if they're going to basically do this DeFi thing, DeFi adoption, which is think about what BlackRock is doing with Builder. That's basically taking United States Treasury bonds and paying out that yield in stable coins, not to your broker's account, but in stable coins straight to your crypto wallet. And how do you know what the US Treasury bond yield is? You need something in the real world to tell you what's happening in the crypto world. That thing is called the oracle, right? IT guys know this, and that's what Link is essentially. So Link basically, that's why Link is actually making a new high. Actually, I'll make it a bigger because Link is actually a great example. Link's making a new high even though after that big dump, because BlackRock is having this meeting where what's the guy's name? Larry Fink, the head of BlackRock, is having this meeting in Abu Dhabi, and he's talking to the guys who's the head of Link, and this deal could go ahead. It could get announced in the next 2 weeks or even 2 months. We don't know, but it's looking very bullish. So here's a typical example. Okay. Price was like around here, around $26 when it started dumping. If you had placed a buy order at the support here, which is around 22, right? It smashed through it. That's okay if you're a spot trader, if you're a spot buyer. Then you go to the next support level. You basically say, for example, say you want to put down $1,000, let's say $10,000 to buy spot on Chainlink, right? You would have to put, say, $3,000 here, $3,000 here, and on this red trend line, something like around here, something like $4,000 there. So the expectation is on a big day when Bitcoin crashes, right? Bitcoin actually didn't do a massive crash that day. It only went down 6% about 3 days ago. It was the altcoins that went down like 15 to 25%. So look what happened. What happened was, if we look at it on a daily chart, is basically Link crashed to 22 from 26, crashed 20 to 22, right? Then came all the way to 18, near 18.8 is the support I've drawn. It didn't quite get there, got to 19.5, right? So you could have gotten your orders filled if you had it just above, like if you really wanted to, just under $20, right? Because that's the next support level. You've gotten $3,000 filled here, $3,000 filled here, and $4,000 missed out there. But that's great because it means it instantly went back to what, like $28 now, and you had your orders filled at 22 and at 19. Now, if you're trading futures, obviously Chainlink didn't work as well as the previous coin we looked at, where it stopped, or Ethereum, where it went almost exactly to where the support level would be. So this is where it goes through the first support level and goes to the second support level. I've seen it where it can even wick to the third support level. So if you buy spot, you can ladder your orders out down like this, right? So, and now look at this. It's gone up to the next resistance, right? Which is 28. It's going to take a few days there, boom, 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 and then break through in a bullish market. Because look at this. This was the previous 18.8, right? Remember how we said that's the support? When price is underneath it, it's the resistance. So it took like about 8 days here. Boom, 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 boom. And then break through. Comes back to support. So these lines, right? I'm sure guys in my Discord know this already. I'm just explaining this for folks who are hearing this for the first time. These lines are basically the key levels, right? See, pivot high, pivot high, pivot high, pivot high here. These levels become your support levels, right? In fact, I should have drawn that probably a little bit higher, and because it got to exactly where the pivot highs there were, right? They become, when the price is above, they become the support levels on the pullback. That's where we put our buy orders. And on the way up, right, especially for futures traders, we sell like 10 or 30%, right? Every time it hits the next, right? Support resistance line, because these blue lines become resistance on the way up. So next resistance line is around 36, and then basically And then the one after that is try to take out the all-time high at around 51. So these are basically the levels and how we read these levels. Okay, just quickly, finally, let's have a look at Stacks. And Stacks is basically a coin that I've spoken about quite a lot before. And I just want to show you guys if we lace Bitcoin right next to it. Where is Bitcoin? Let's put Bitcoin next to it. Okay. Yeah. We can see that, all right, Bitcoin is in red. So we can see that basically the price of Stacks has been, yeah, we'll put both on log scale. Look at this, has just matched Bitcoin, right, for every move. But see, there's white spacing here because it lags Bitcoin, right? It lags Bitcoin. Bitcoin has to move first, right? Then Stacks moves. And Bitcoin's moved here as well. So I'm expecting Stacks, STX, to catch up around here, right? So you actually, the better way to do this is to do this. Because, see, you want the Stacks price and the Bitcoin price to be at the same level. So Bitcoin price is up here. It's clearly taken out the old high. The old high here was around 73K. Now Bitcoin's at 101K, right? And so therefore Stacks would, in theory, follow Bitcoin up to around there, which is around $6 to $7, right? Hasn't happened yet. I've bought more Stacks on this pullback. And once again, the support level was around here, right? 1.7 to 1.85-ish area. It got down to 1.89. So if you didn't want to miss this pullback, you could ladder your orders a little bit higher, right? But the idea is to have your buy orders around the support levels. If you really don't want to miss it, have a little bit higher than the support levels, or you might draw your support level slightly higher than I do, or sometimes you draw it. If you don't want the coin that much, place it a little bit lower or slightly even lower than the support level. See if it will wick below and then go up again. And if you did, once again, buy at the support levels, maybe pick it up around 1.9, and now it's already 25% into profit, which is 2.4 already. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Thank you for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys next time.